today, I just want to talk to you about technology extension services. Let me begin with a simple question. What does it take for Caribbean small businesses to move from low performance to regional or global competitiveness? Often we think about finance as being the obstacle, but before this, I'm about to show you, let you know that firms do not only need money, they need a bridge. After that complete, this bridge between ambition and execution, between good product and compliant export-ready products, between informal systems, which we have a lot in the Caribbean, and scalable operations, between the local market and right after COVID and during COVID, what we learned, a digital customer base becoming very, very important. For us, that bridge is technology extension services. So, through Complete Caribbean TES and manufacturing extension services investments, firms were not simply given a generic training, they were assessed, diagnosed, and supported with targeted technical assistance. That kind of support that helps a firm identify what's blocking growth and what practical steps are needed to move forward. And the first example we're going to look at is Belize Chocolate Company. And that firm had a product that people wanted. A product that unfortunately we consume too much of at the moment, and therefore my team is a little overweight recently. However, despite that, we love chocolate. So the Belize company was formed in 2007, manufacturing chocolate products in San Pedro, using local farmers, had interest from distributors in the United States and the United Kingdom. But the firm faced a major barrier. It lacked a comprehensive food safety plan, which limited its ability to export. Through TES support, the firm received consultancy assistance to develop a food safety plan tailored to its operation, including hazard analysis, standard operating procedures for handling the ingredients and the finished product, also integrating the farmers where they were sourcing the raw materials from. This positioned the company to better pursue international markets and share its products beyond Belize. This is a powerful bonus story because the barrier that was not entrepreneurship in this case, it was just not a lack of product, but it was really a missing technical system that we have to provide. The kind of system that export markets require and that small firms cannot develop alone, and we talked about it earlier. On the platform. This story points to opportunities as we will continue and Rahim does point out in funding food safety systems, certifications that Miguel pointed out, standard compliance testing and support and export preparation. Second story takes us to Suriname and Ernest Garden, which began in 2019. It's in the owner's mother's garden. All cases, I'm going to a business producing herbal teas, noni juice. For those of us who are familiar with, we had that trend of noni juice, herbal powders, and related products. The company sold all these products locally and some of them to international customers in the United States and Europe. But was also engaged by a tea supplier in the Netherlands who wanted to purchase in bulk. But the firm was constrained by cramped workspace, inefficient production flows, limited ability to maximize the use of commercial traders they had, and TES provided an infrastructure assessment, equipment specifications, and a facility layout diagram aligned with good manufacturing practices. The intervention was expected would improve and reduce potential cross-contamination, increase production capability, and it also supported a successful grant application. And we've talked about blended finance. And this case is a very small one, where the company secured US $31,000 for new equipment and also committed to infrastructure upgrades. Here the lesson is clear. It's a relatively modest technical intervention that helped the firm translate demand into expansion. The firm already had a market signal, and TES helped convert that signal into a bankable, fundable operational plan. The story creates a strong case for blended finance that we spoke about earlier, where grants or concessional resources fund the technical assistance and small capital investments needed to unlock credit growth. So we didn't want to test TES with small SMEs. We really wanted to test it on well-established firms. We did this in Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. And what we looked at was helping manufacturing firms in Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago face new operating realities. The consultancy was designed to support selected high-growth manufacturing firms by identifying gaps and improvement opportunities and designing a tailored action plan to improve global competitiveness. The firms supported included Rubisco, for those in Barbados who are familiar with Rubisco, the biscuit manufacturer. And we also supported two firms in Trinidad and Tobago, Farm and Function, a food producer in Trinidad, frozen food producer in Trinidad and Tobago, who needed documentation for food safety. We were Caesars and prioritized good manufacturing products and SAP documentation for overseas exports. And we also supported few group farms, controlled atmosphere technology developer from Trinidad and Tobago, which received support around business development and internationalization. In fact, they were able to sell their concept to Chile, believe it or not, license it to Chile, which is really impressive. Across these cases, we learned that we identified broader trends affecting firm competitiveness, such as digital transformation, e-commerce, logistics, automation readiness, cybersecurity, technological obsolescence, and energy efficiency. The report emphasized that energy efficiency, equipment maintenance, thermal insulation, and equipment upgrades can directly affect production costs and competitiveness. Story number 4, we moved to the blue economy, how TES affected the blue economy. This occurred during COVID, which was kind of limited how we were able to intervene, but at the same time, I'd like to show you a few of the successes that we had during COVID. So, digital tools can help the economy and tourism firms and organizations become more visible, more engaging, and more market ready. In Jamaica, the Caribbean Coastal Area Management Foundation received support for the digital tracking of protected coastal areas through QR codes, directing visitors to information on conservation efforts and how they contribute. The intervention included high-resolution QR codes engraved on durable plaques and training for the team on QR code products and digital content creation. In Trinidad and Tobago, we worked with Play Hooky 868. I love that name of the company, Play Hooky, a yacht tour company. This received support from Brexit Development to strengthen its digital environment. Remember, this was during COVID, so this is where where most firms really before got business through word of mouth, and instead of being on the web, advertising through websites. This improved online visibility, support community engagement, enable a more efficient booking and reservation process. These are small but meaningful examples of how technology can help firms and organizations participate in the economy, not only through conservation or tourism, but through storytelling, digital engagement, and market access. The economy digital opportunity is not about individual websites with QR codes. It's about building connected digital infrastructure that serves an entire regional sector. The TES pilot shows that it is possible at the firm level to be successful with these types of small technical assistance. The next step for us is to connect these successes into a shared platform, maybe some regional branding and market intelligence systems. So last, scaling the opportunities to perform for scale. The TES closing report identified a number of requirements for food safety management, development, testing capacity, and support for standards related institutions. They also noted that the local testing facilities could reduce costs and time associated sending for the samples overseas while helping firms meet safety and quality standards. Uh, in terms of regional or country replication that we spoke about a lot today, the TES model was implemented across multiple Caribbean countries with other interventions and delivered in countries from Antigua and Barbuda, as Raheem said, all the way to Trinidad and Tobago. One of the important parts is the blended finance component I spoke about earlier. That we found that we could solve that area. We could also increase the impact of TES. Lastly, let me just close up by saying opportunity now is a skill, not by repeating the credit exactly as we did, but as we really kind of showed a template that we couldn't get into. So I apologize for that, but we could look forward to us having another iteration of technology synthesis.